Hello and welcome, air signs, to Timsy's Naked Tarots. Don't worry, Timsy is not naked. The tarot reader is naked, by which I mean I try to strip out as much astrology as I can and take tarot back to its energy roots. For the new regular viewers, you will realise that I'm about to do a monthly overview, or energies overview, by the way I've got my decks out here. For new viewers, I'm about to do an energy monthly overview. Okay, out of that deck there, we will be pulling one main energy, which will be the overall energy of the month. All my decks have been pre-shuffled with the intention of the read I am doing. Out of this deck here, we will be getting, well, we'll be splitting it first, and the cards we see at the bottom of the deck before and after the split will be the clarifiers for this energy. Yeah, we'll add to that and it will just expand on that overall energy for the month. Then we'll get 5 cards out of there, which will represent 1 card for each full week, and the last card will be the last part of the week of August, spilling it into September. Out of this deck here, we will get the clarifiers for those said 5 quarters of the month. I love that, 5 quarters of the month. So, shall we crack on with the read? Fantastic. So, the overall energy of, should I scare you all? The overall energy of the month is, third parties in your relationship, watch out for them. No, it's about communication. You're going to just be bombarded by communication all month from various different angles. This isn't just communication from loved ones, this is communications from community, this is communication from networking, social networking, and the like, because that is what this card is all about. For some of you, it will be school or college reunions you will be getting information about, because it is a card of reunion. It is a card of communication within groups of people. Okay, it can be seen as a card of pregnancy. At this stage of the game, I would have to, the fact it's the only card out, warn that some of you may be falling pregnant this month and or finding out that you are pregnant this month. Okay, for some of you might be finding out other people are pregnant this month. Yeah, children, nephews, nieces. Nephews won't be pregnant, but you know what I mean. Okay, we got the 5 of Pentacles, clarifying this 3 of Cups. Some of this communication is going to be about, I was going to say mundane, but it's not mundane to the people worrying about it. It's going to be about worrying about things in the 3D, what might not actually ever come to pass. Unexpected bills turning up, punches on your car or flat tires on your car on the morning of an important job interview, etc., etc. It might happen, it might not. Okay. The 9 of Cups as well. It's the minor arcana of the Star Arcana. I was almost about to call it the major arcana. It's the minor arcana of the Star. Okay, it is a representation of wishes actually being fulfilled. Now, the last 2 monthly overviews I've done for the fire signs and for the earth signs both had similar cards. They both had the Star card in, I believe. Earth sign definitely did. I'm pretty sure the fire sign did as well. That's signifying the end of my shuffle there. So, yes, there is the potential of things you are wishing for coming true. And I did warn the earth sign people, you have to be careful when you're manifesting. Most people manifest without even realizing it. You have, let's go back to that 5 of Pentacles. You have an unexpected bill coming in, yeah? And it arrives, you realize that you've forgotten to pay your council tax, or the electricity bill has gone up because, like, the electricity companies are greedy fuckers, aren't they, really? Yeah. And well, you haven't got the money, you hadn't budgeted for it, so you kind of start putting out, oh, where am I going to get the money from? Oh, I could do with the money, this, that, and the other. And unbeknown to you, you are actually manifesting. Now, if the universe owes you for any reason, yeah, you completed a universe cycle, or universe level, a universe lesson, if you like, and you've gone up stage, and you normally get some sort of reward for it. It normally grants you a wish you have had in the past, because the star card is actually generally a wish delayed for some reason. Then you just get the money. It just materializes just right at the last minute, the 11th hour, so to speak. Yeah. And well, you pay for it. It's kind of how the universe works. But you have to be careful, because if you're wishing, oh, I have no idea where I'm going to get the money from, then the universe will go, well, if you have no idea where the money's going to come from, I don't really have to provide it, do I? See, so you have to be careful. You've got to try to keep the negative out for it. Wish for as much positivity as you like, but have neutrality for the outcome. If it comes, it comes. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Hey ho, never mind. Never had it, didn't lose it. There you go. Right. What a wonderful attitude to have. Week 1. 5 swords. Okay. So, kind of like everything what's going on in your first week of August is going to feel like backward steps. I'm getting off this. The card generally means like self-sabotagement, an empty victory, a hollow victory. Yeah. You've won a battle but lost the war. You're going to feel like you're just going backwards, okay? Things are meant to be progressing forwards, and you feel like you're going backwards. You're getting nowhere fast. You're disappearing up your own arse on the first week. Okay, the second week, you are dealing with communication again. Ironically, this is a card of communication. It's the Queen of Cups. She likes to communicate about how she feels, okay? She expresses her love and her emotions. She's very empathic. She understands how other people feel as well, and she tries to console them. It's all about communication, and it's falling right on top of that 3 of Cups, almost like the universe is just ramming it home that the 3 of Cups is about communication and not about third parties. Okay, it is about third parties. Pregnancy, now suddenly a third party in a couple, isn't it? But literally in a couple. But week 3 is a new start for you, okay? Things have settled down from this backwards motion you're having at the beginning of the week. Now, I suppose that could be a representation, because I'm saying it's all backwards motion. It could be a representation of Jupiter going into retrograde, which has happened already, so it could be a little bit of effect of that. Look it up, see the effects of Jupiter in retrograde, give you some idea of what you can be expecting. But things are starting to move forward again by week 3. It's a card that's representing a new journey. Yeah, taking a leap of faith into the unknown. Okay. Week 4 is all about Emperor energy. Okay, being in charge of things. You're going to kind of expecting other people to come to you and things like that. Or you are going to be dealing with someone who is like that. It can be a representation of a boss of some description. You could be having a run-in with a boss. You could be just having communication with your bosses. The communication is the overall energy. You might be worried about having to have communication with your boss. There was the 5 of Pentacles involved in this as well. So it is sort of like a boss card. Either you're bossing up or you're having to deal with your boss. It can be a representation of a runner in the twin flame cycle. So if you feel like you're in a twin flame cycle or a deep soulmate cycle, it could be dealings with them. Maybe you're hearing from them. Again, it's communication. Yeah. And maybe you're going to hear the wrong things. The last part of August going into September is the Magician card. It's going to feel magical. Okay. Is what I get from that. Yeah. Right, in the last 2 videos I done for Fire and Earth, I have mentioned the fact that the universe loves to play these little things on me, yeah? In the Earth sign one, it gave me the 2 of Pentacles there, juggling August into September, okay? This is what it does to me on these reads. It gives me something which sort of says to me, look, I know that this energy covers 2 things, so I'm going to give you a card that covers these 2 things. I've got the infinity symbol just there, above the Magician's head. Okay, you could be literally looking at that as a crossover from one thing into another thing, one circle into another circle. Okay, it's the cycle happening again, but in a different way. It's the beginning of the next month. The universe has done it to me again. But generally speaking, it is a card to say that you have got everything you need to progress forward. We got the Fool card up here, and then we got the Magician card down here. And they're not direct clarifiers of that, but the position matters. It could have come out here, and it wouldn't really have much bearing on that, although it would have been the next card out, and it would have been running in a sequence. But it's sort of sitting underneath the Fool, and this is the first place the Fool goes to on his journey. It used to be called the Cobbler in older decks, and the Cobbler used to make shoes. So the Fool would go to the Cobbler to get some shoes for his long journey. And there you go. It makes perfect sense. And now you know why it's the first card in the Major Arcana, because that's a 0 card. And that's the first card. Okay. This is saying that in the last month of August and the beginning of September, you will feel prepared. You will feel ready to be able to take on whatever challenges the next month throws at you. You've got out of this going backwards cycle, and you're going forwards again. You're feeling in charge of everything with that, and there is also a little bit of love blossoming around at the beginning of the month as well, and you feel invigorated and ready to take on the world. Okay, sometimes you're going to be putting a brave face on it, and you're going to be doing a little bit of sleight of hand to make it look like you're taking on the world, when really you're not. You're just keeping it at bay. But still, there you go. That's what I'm getting from that one for you. Let's get some clarifiers out on all these. Okay, well, really. So, you really did want this to be the only shuffle I was doing. Okay, so we have got the 2 of Wands and the Justice card. Okay. One of the reasons you're feeling like you're going backwards is because you got to a point in your life where you have to make a choice. The 2 of Wands is a crossroads. Do I go left? Do I go right? And strictly speaking, that's a T-junction, because a crossroads would be, can I go straight over as well? But I'm not going to get that pedantic. Do I go left? Do I go right? Do I take the route I'm already taking? Do I go off on the fork down the other way and see where that leads me? Yeah. The Justice card is saying, the reason you feel like you're going backwards is because things have to balance. Okay, if you get too far forward on something, then you're getting out of balance. Okay, so the universe is actually slowing you down. It's a major arcana. The universe is actually slowing you down, and it's just making it seem like it's dragging on. It's making it seem like things are going backwards, where it's not. It's just kind of eased off the accelerator a bit, and it's just kind of slowed you down. The choice you have to make at this crossroads is actually kind of like a difficult choice. The 2 of Swords is all about a difficult decision to come and figure out. Okay, it's a crossing of swords. It's a crossing of ideas. It's a crossing of intellect, if you will. I am doing an air sign read. It is also an air sign card. It's the Swords, but in the background there is what appears to be 2 trees trying to make love. In the Viking world, that would have been Adam and Eve. Okay, it's their interpretation of Adam and Eve. It's where humanity sprang from, these 2 trees. But if, to be quite honest, if I was there, I would be fascinated by those 2 trees in that particular stance. I'd be mesmerized by it. These 2 people here, they're not. They're so concentrated on their job at hand, their decision they have to make, they are fighting over it. And there are spectators watching as well. Again, the decision what has to be made is that big and that fascinating. It's taken their attention away from these trees as well, because they're watching the fight. Okay. So you are facing difficult choices to have to make. This crossroad is there. You have to take it. Yeah. It's kind of telling me you can't just keep going down the same route you were going down. You have to go down a different route. But it is a difficult choice you have to make. Do I keep going down this road, what I know? Yeah, or do I take the high road, or do I take the low road, basically? I think that's definitely the shuffle then, right? So we'll have that one because that flipped, and we'll have the one what flew on the floor. We'll just have the top one out of that pile, what flew on the floor. Okay. We got the 8 of Swords and the 9 of Cups. The 8 of Swords is a bit of overthinking. Yeah? It's the having to think about things. Okay, this love communication, which is coming in from the Queen of Cups, is suddenly thrown a spanner in the works, so to speak. You weren't expecting it. It's come out of nowhere, and it's making you think. As sort of why me? Why does this person suddenly want to talk to me and tell me how they feel? This, that, and the other. But it does also fill you up emotionally. It's like, well, actually, someone is interested in me. Someone wants to be with me. This could be the communication. You fulfill them. Perhaps they have noticed you, but you haven't actually noticed them. And I feel that in this week, they're actually going to come and tap you on the shoulder and say, look, I notice you're going nowhere with this situation. Maybe you can go a lot further with me. Maybe this is the crossroads, the way you're meant to go, instead of the way you were going. I'd mentioned down here that you may be in some sort of twin flame cycle. This could be stop hanging around for them to come in. Just wait. If they come, they come. If they don't, they don't. I think I've already said that, haven't I? One way or another. What will be, will be. Perhaps the other choice you can take is this new choice which is appearing. And this new choice is it's going to be quite upfront with you, to the point where you start thinking about it. Okay, it's like, whoa, that's a bit blunt. Most people normally break it in nice and gently. You just literally like thrown a battleship right through the ice on the lake, and it's shattered it all. That's broken the ice, isn't it? Let's go then. And it's going to be emotionally fulfilling. But we got to watch out, because there's the 5 swords again. This time, this is a tendency of self-sabotaging yourself. If this does happen, don't go on a date and talk about your twin flame. Okay? Don't talk about past lovers, past partners, or past anything. That is a surefire way to put a sword in your foot. Okay? Or shoot yourself in the foot, if you like. And again, this is all underneath. This is all happening underneath this card of communication. Yes. Don't self-sabotage yourself with communication. And underneath that card was the 8 of Cups. Walking away from 8 broken cups. Something what isn't working, going towards something what is working and will be fulfilling you with happiness. The 9 of Cups. Okay. The 9 of Cups is also the end of the run in the tarot, the minor arcana. Yes, the 10 comes afterwards, but the 10 is a dead end. It goes nowhere. It's not quite a dead end. There is a gateway, there's a door, there's an opening, which takes you onto a new beginning, okay, which is this Fool. So let's find out what this Fool is about, shall we? I can't emphasize enough about shooting yourself in the foot, okay? Put yourself in that situation. You've asked someone out on a date, you're sitting down at the table, you're having a meal, you're having your starters, you're having a nice prawn cocktail, and they're having deep fat fried brie wedges, okay? And they start talking about, I don't know, their ex-partner, their ex-spouse, and what their ex-spouse used to do to them, and how it made them happy, and then the things the ex-spouse used to do, what made them miserable, and all that. And yes, it could be just some nice general advice for you to try and, on the other hand, avoid. But on the other hand, you don't want to hear about someone else making your future partner happy, okay? The 9 of Pentacles, another 9, and the Emperor again, okay, coming out for this Fool. The 9 of Pentacles is, generally speaking, a jackpot, a windfall of some description. The Emperor, on the other hand, is someone who has it all already, okay? The Emperor is tied down into empire business, I should say, running an empire, making sure everything's running smoothly, making sure the armies are fed, making sure the armies are going off doing their job, protecting its borders, expanding its borders, all the trappings what go with, let's say, running a business, okay? It's basically running a business. But this is a card of freedom. If you won the lottery, you don't need to worry about all that stuff. You're free. You're free to do whatever you want. You've got the financial backing to do whatever you want. It could be rich parent, okay? It could be a rich benefactor, someone who just likes you and is quite happy to just treat you with anything you want. A grandparent, maybe, yeah? But this is your new journey. do I take the freedom, or do I stay tied into the trappings of work? And I'm feeling it's all pulling straight over back to that Two of Wands, the choice you have to make. Okay, but your journey is this is sort of talking about the new road, and it's saying, yes, you've got the financial freedom, you've got the emotional freedom to move on to anything you want to do. Run a business if you want, instead of just being part of the business. Okay, crossing this is the Queen of Wands. Whatever it is, you have a lot of passion for it. There is the other side of the Queen of Wands, where she puts a mask on her face and she portrays to the world, a bit like the King of Wands does, that everything is fine. Okay, but then behind closed doors, no, it's not. There is also the indication in that particular card of late night visitors and early morning departures. Okay, that cockerel in the tree, which appears in both the wand cards there, the Queen and the King of Wands has a cockerel in the tree, represents dawn. Okay, the early hours of the morning. And to be quite honest, it did look like she was dressed for a late night visitor, didn't it? Okay, let's see what this Emperor is about. There we go, the Seven of Pentacles. Divine timing. And for some reason, an upside down card in my deck. There's a reason. The universe wanted it upside down. Okay, there is a shitload of fear in the fourth week of the month. And it's waiting around again. It's sort of harping back onto that first week. Things feel like they're going slow, going backwards. But it's not. This is divine timing. This Emperor coming in, I feel the twin flame tug again, is you're having to wait. You have to be patient. And you're kind of fearing that you've waited too long and they're never going to come in. Okay. I'm normally I would talk about the strength first and then the fear what goes with it. It's in reverse. I'm doing the back side of the card before the front side of the card. The card is telling me that you need to get some strength. You need to be strong and be sure that it will all work out in the end. You just have to be patient and wait, because you will get your victory against all the odds, and the determination you have been putting in will be paid for. Okay, so let's see what the last part of August and the beginning of September holds for you with clarifications. Okay, the Ten of Swords. Again, it's in reverse. My deck is not in reverse. Okay, and the Six of Swords. The Ten of Swords is it's the end of betrayal. Okay, I feel that actually you are putting an end to the twin flame. I'm seeing the flames in there. You've basically had enough of the whole twin flame journey and shape, or your boss, your work, whatever, and you're calling it quits. You're literally ramming 10 swords into it and saying no more, it's done. Yeah, I'm thinking of Love Actually, when what's his name? I can't think of his name, but he does that whole put the carol singing music on and does all those lovely cards for Keira Knightley, and then walks off, and as he walks away he says no more, it's done, I've finished with it. Okay, and that's what I'm getting off this. Could be just the universe saying it's the end of August, but that's what I'm getting. And it's also indicating that September is going to be calmer, smoother times. Okay, not like the August you're having. It's going to be a breeze compared to that. Crossing this is again harping back to this Two of Wands. There is a choice involved, but this choice is about love. She is there. She's basically clearly with that man in purple, but she is looking rather longingly at the bit of rough coming up the street, and she's got a burning on her feet there, and that burning is gradually working its way up to her loins. She wants to experience the bit of rough. She has it all there. It's right underneath the Nine of Pentacles there. She has the financial freedom of that person who clearly is some sort of merchant and well-to-do, but she's quite wanting a bit of rough, and she might disappear after it. There is the whole harp onto that Three of Cups after I harped on so much about it not being a card of a third party. It could be a little bit of a card of a third party. But I do like this card in this deck because it does represent the choice of the Lovers more than the Lovers itself. Okay, so you do have a choice, and there will be a choice for you within the end of August between what you have and what you want and what you may get, I feel. Okay, so there is your read, air signs. Hopefully it will resonate with you throughout the month. If it does, please feel free to comment. Please feel free to like, share and subscribe. If it doesn't resonate with you, don't worry too much. It is a general read after all, and it won't resonate with everyone, because I am pulling in the bulk of the energy. I'm not putting in all the little straggly bits from either side. So next month, it might be more for you. I would recommend you tune into the weekly reads, because they could be for you as well. Perhaps next week you fall into the big energy category and not the minor side energy category. Okay, thank you very much, and hopefully catch you all soon.